Our last finalist, I should say, in the general category before we move on to mobile, is from Singapore. This company is called SQREEM with a Q. Now, are you the co-founder or the founder? Because I've got Ian Chapman-Banks.
Co-founder.
Hey.
Yeah.
So there you are.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed. Welcome.
Could you play the Morgan Freeman video? He has a message for you. Can you play the video?
Once in a while, a really big idea comes along, one that completely changes our concept of who we are.
Imagine if you could know everything that you wanted to know about your customers, potential customers, or your competitors. Imagine that you could track the behaviors, interests, preferences, or habits of any audience, no matter how large or how specific. Now pretend that this could be done in any language, dialect, market, or industry. This is 7 years of engineering, coupled with significant funding and expertise. This is nonlinear behavioral science, using signals intelligence algorithms offered outside the national security arena for the first time ever, covering the footprints of hundreds of millions of consumers and trillions of behavioral links and associations. Now, imagine having all of this technology at your fingertips with unlimited access. This is SQREEM Technologies.
Thank you, Morgan. He's a fan. Once in a decade, a really big idea comes along. And in this case, it's from two guys in a garage in Singapore. We have a massive transformative purpose that we want to be the next unicorn, the next billion-dollar data company. We are going to be able to disintermediate entire industries such as advertising, banking, finance, government, and intelligence services by using predictive analytics and behavioral intelligence at its core to actually help people go to, or companies go to business, go to market in a different way. It's taken us 8 years, 5 years of pure R&D. We started our life 8 years ago in the signals intelligence arena, where we have developed an algorithm, an artificial intelligence engine that's using compression, information entropy, and a whole series of compression algorithms to actually find unstructured patterns, or finding patterns in unstructured data. We spent 3 years testing it, A/B testing with all the brands. Even some of these brands are actually our customers and are paying us money. Our data sources are search, which really is a window into your soul. We're taking every single search that's ever occurred in the country over 3 years. We got contracts with 22 telcos around the world, so we're taking hourly movements of people in countries, feeding into the map. And we're also taking the end-of-day trading data from all of the financial markets around the world. So in our behavioral engine, SQREEM, we're taking financial data, we're taking search data, we're taking Twitter, we're taking real location data, we're mashing it all together and producing what is probably the most powerful predictive analytics engine that's ever been developed. This is what it looks like in real terms. This is actually what the engine looks like. This is what the map looks like inside the engine. And you can slice it and dice it in any number of ways. For example, in a country of 5 to 50 million people, there's only 130,000 things that you do every day. From looking for guide dogs for the blind, 50 different types of vodka, to actually what kind of wax do I put on my surfboard. And by using this intelligence, you can find the likes, interests, the activities, and the brand preferences of every single person in the country. So we're not a panel. We're more than a census. We actually capture everything that everybody's doing in every country in the world. Our purpose is that within 12 months, we want to have mapped the entire population on the globe. We're going to have 3 billion people mapped by Christmas. America and China will come on stream certainly in the next 6 to 8 weeks. We're currently in 3 countries. We've also captured 250 million high net worth individuals and know their actually preferences for financial products. Here's a little idea of, we've just won a large contract in Australia where we beat McKinsey and IBM to actually help an insurance company find new markets. The scoring is actually 0 to 100, and what you can see is that this is an example of a group of people that actually want to buy life insurance, and what you can see is there's a very high receptiveness for foreign citizens, what we're calling personal challenges and healthy living. So in other words, this particular person's a fallen angel. She has a very high receptiveness to life insurance, and there's one particular aspect of somebody's life, if they're very depressed, they actually have a very high affinity for life insurance. But really, if you're dealing with anxiety and feeling stressful, you're extremely receptive to life insurance, and feeling suicidal, which is some kind of moral hazard in buying life insurance. They're the people you want to target. We've also targeted control freaks, which are people, ladies in this case in Australia, who are completely in control of their lives. They're highly confident, they're into healthy living, but they don't think themselves as sexy, hot, or flawless, but they do think of themselves as glamorous. So what we're able to do is find markets and receptiveness of people. In this case, skilled migrants have a very high affinity for life insurance, even though they don't actually particularly know it, especially people in Australia thinking about migration, a very high number of Japanese and Koreans in this market. It's cloud-hosted. It's a dashboard. Thank you.
That's it. Bang on time. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
A question for Ian.
So did Prism change their name to SQREEM? I'm just trying to figure this out. No, if we were to look over your shoulder, could we actually take a look at that today, or is this still a prototype?
No, it's working. Yeah. We have all those brands are customers. It's cloud-hosted, it's working, it's online, we've got people paying us very modest amounts of money. But as soon as we bring China and America online, which is going to happen the next probably 6 to 12 weeks, and it's in dual language, it's English and Chinese, so it automatically translate all the queries back to English.
But we saw Unilever on there, so are you familiar, have you seen the use case yet? Could you share that?
Ponds, yes. In the Philippines, hippies have a very high affinity for Pond's BB cream. So it's the hippie fashion. In Indonesia, the leading brand in Indonesia is a local brand that sells itself on being halal. Pond's face cream does not mark itself as halal in Indonesia, as you know. So we've been helping the Pond's team think about how does Pond's be very successful in Indonesia by not going down the halal route. And the answer is get them before they hit the search engine, get them where they're receptive. In Singapore, there's a massive behavioral overlap between Pond's and Botox, which means that, on average, almost everybody that uses Pond's in Singapore are actually having some form of Botox treatment. This was all done externally, all unstructured data. We didn't get any internal data from anybody. It's all anonymous, and it's essentially the biggest behavioral database on the planet.
What am I drinking tonight?
Red wine.
So I have a question around how do brands actually collaborate with you, and how big is your team?
Our team is 20 people, 19 scientists and myself. I'm the only business guy. And essentially, it's cloud-hosted, and we also do projects. So we've got 3 financial engineers from University of Chicago that do the modeling, and then we sit down with the brands and actually turn that into actionable insights. We also have a whole media platform which actually allows you to find out exactly what TV shows they're watching, what they're doing outdoors. So you can just press one button. It's fully automated. And you just get a 60-page printout of actually how to find audiences you didn't know existed.
That's what we have time for. It's been SQREEMing. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you.
Cheers. Brilliant.